Ford just did the unthinkable. Massive price cuts of over 35% on their most popular trucks. This isn't just a sale, it's a game-changing move that's shaking the entire car market. For years, Ford's trucks have been a symbol of power and reliability, known for its premium prices. But now, dealerships are overflowing with inventory they can't sell, and Ford is slashing prices to levels no one saw coming. Are these discounts too good to be true? What's the catch for buyers? And how will this bold decision ripple through the automotive world? What's happening? Ford dealerships are drowning in unsold trucks. What's going on? Rows upon rows of lifted F-150s, Super Duty F-250s, and even F-450s stretch across dealership lots like a sea of steel. These vehicles, gleaming under the sun, aren't just trucks. They're a massive financial headache. Some dealerships have so many trucks that they're parking them in shrubbery and overflow lots, desperate for space. One quick walk through a dealership reveals the magnitude of the problem. Super Duty trucks priced at over $130,000, Black Widow packages exceeding $100,000, and F-250 limited models hovering around $96,000. It's not just the sheer number of trucks that's staggering. The prices are jaw-dropping, far out of reach for the average buyer. Dealers are screaming about inventory piling up faster than they can sell. Yet Ford keeps shipping more trucks, making the problem worse. The rows of unsold trucks tell a bigger story about Ford's missteps. But what caused this inventory crisis in the first? Let's talk about how pricing, consumer trends, and poor planning combined to create this storm. Overpriced and saturated. Why are these trucks so expensive and who's buying them? Ford's lifted F-150s, Super Duty models, and specialty packages like the Black Widow have always commanded a premium. But as the market shifted, so did the perception of value. Trucks once seen as aspirational now feel unattainable. For a truck costing over $100,000, buyers expect luxury and exclusivity, not just size and power. Compounding this issue is the lack of variety. Most of these trucks come in bland colors, white, gray, or black. While bold hues like red or green occasionally appear, they're rare. Compare this to competitors like Toyota, offering vibrant options that appeal to a broader range of buyers. Ford has leaned too heavily on premium trims, forgetting about the budget-conscious consumer. The real challenge is that Ford stopped producing smaller, affordable vehicles like sedans, which once served as entry points for new buyers. By focusing almost exclusively on trucks and SUVs, Ford alienated a significant portion of its audience. Without vehicles priced in the $20,000 to $30,000 range, dealerships have little to offer the average buyer. The oversaturation of expensive trucks has left dealerships stuck, with inventory they can't sell and consumers they can't attract. How does Ford's shift to electric vehicles add another layer to this crisis? The EV dilemma. Ford loses $37,000 for every electric vehicle sold. How is that sustainable? The push toward electrification has been a double-edged sword for Ford. On one hand, the Mustang Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning represent the company's commitment to the future. On the other, their high costs and limited adoption have turned them into financial liabilities. With MSRPs exceeding $50,000, the Mach-E struggles to compete with Tesla's offerings. Ford dealerships are now stuck with unsold EVs, adding to their inventory woes. The problem isn't just the price, it's the lack of awareness and trust among buyers. Consumers are hesitant to embrace EVs, particularly when Ford's electric models are priced well above what many are willing to pay. Additionally, the limited charging infrastructure in some areas further deters potential buyers. Ford's ambitious electrification goals have left dealerships in a precarious position. They're expected to push EVs that lose money with every sale, while traditional models like the F-150 are priced out of reach for most consumers. Ford's EV strategy might be their biggest gamble yet, but it's not the solution dealerships hoped for. Could massive MSRP cuts be the bold move Ford needs to turn things around? The shocking MSRP cuts. 35% off. Why is Ford slashing prices now? Ford's decision to cut MSRPs by up to 35% is a last-ditch effort to regain control of the market. These price reductions are aimed at clearing out inventory, attracting budget-conscious buyers, and addressing the growing discontent among dealerships. A lifted F-150 Black Widow package, once priced at $100,000, could now drop to the $65,000 range, finally making it competitive with similar offerings from Ram and Chevrolet. The move is unprecedented for Ford, which has long positioned itself as a premium automaker. Slashing prices so dramatically could impact brand perception, but the company seems willing to take that risk. For dealerships, these cuts might be the lifeline they've been waiting for. Consumers, tired of being priced out, are likely to respond positively. But the cuts come with their own challenges. Margins will shrink and Ford's profitability will take a hit in the short term. Additionally, rival automakers like Ram and GM could respond with their own price reductions, igniting a race to the bottom. Ford's price cuts might clear their lots, but they also signal a desperate attempt to stay competitive in an evolving market. What will these bold price cuts mean for the future of the automotive industry? The rising pressure on Ford. Ford didn't slash prices on a whim. This decision stems from mounting pressure across multiple fronts. For years, Ford has been the benchmark for American-made trucks and SUVs. The F-150 series alone has been synonymous with reliability, power, and performance. However, even legends stumble, and Ford's missteps in recent years have opened cracks in its once solid foundation. One key driver of this change is the evolving automotive market. Buyers are no longer looking for raw power or luxury alone. They want affordability, fuel efficiency, and innovation. Unfortunately, Ford's lineup of vehicles has struggled to keep up with these shifting demands. The company's over-reliance on high-margin trucks, along with a lack of affordable options, has alienated a growing segment of buyers. Moreover, rising production costs are squeezing profits. The materials that go into vehicles, such as lithium for batteries or steel for frames, have become significantly more expensive, in part due to global supply chain issues and tariffs. For Ford, this means every vehicle rolling off the assembly line is more expensive to build than it was just a few years ago. Ford's price cuts are not just a response to customer demand, but also a survival strategy to save dealerships and maintain its position in the market. But what made these price cuts inevitable? Let's look at the competitive landscape that's squeezing Ford from all sides. The competitive landscape. Ford's competitors have already taken bold steps to gain the upper hand. Can Ford keep up? In today's automotive market, competition is fierce, and Ford isn't just going up against traditional rivals like Chevrolet and Ram. It's also facing new threats from electric vehicle manufacturers like Tesla and Rivian. Tesla, for instance, has successfully carved out a niche by positioning itself as a leader in affordable luxury EVs. Their ability to scale production, control costs, and innovate rapidly has left legacy automakers like Ford scrambling to catch up. Tesla's Model Y and Model 3 offer competitive pricing, futuristic features, and a loyal customer base, all of which put pressure on Ford's electric models like the Mustang Mach-E. Meanwhile, Chevrolet and Ram are leveraging aggressive pricing strategies to retain their share of the traditional truck market. Chevrolet's Silverado and Ram's 1500 series have remained popular among truck buyers, with price points that often undercut Ford's F-150 by several $1,000s. This price disparity is no accident. It's a deliberate strategy to attract value-focused customers who might otherwise consider Ford. Adding to the pressure is the rise of global automakers like Toyota and Hyundai, which are excelling in the small SUV and sedan markets. Ford's decision to abandon sedans has left these competitors with free rein in a market segment that is still in high demand. Vehicles like the Toyota Corolla and Hyundai Elantra continue to dominate, proving that there's still room for compact, affordable cars in a market Ford largely abandoned. The competitive landscape shows that Ford's price cuts are not just about selling more vehicles, they're about staying relevant in a market that's rapidly changing. But how did Ford find itself in this vulnerable position? To understand, we need to delve into the internal challenges the company is facing. Internal struggles at Ford. Behind Ford's bold exterior lies a company grappling with internal turmoil. Internally, Ford has been dealing with significant challenges that have exacerbated its problems. One major issue is the company's transition to electric vehicles. While Ford has made strides in electrification, such as launching the F-150 Lightning, these efforts have not been without setbacks. For every EV sold, Ford loses roughly $37,000. This staggering loss stems from high production costs, limited infrastructure, and a market that is still warming up to the idea of electric trucks. Another challenge is Ford's bloated inventory management system. Unlike Tesla, which sells directly to consumers, Ford relies on dealerships to move inventory. This model, while traditional, has proven to be inefficient in the current market climate. Dealerships are stuck with vehicles they cannot sell, forcing Ford to take drastic measures like slashing MSRPs. Ford's leadership has also faced criticism for being slow to adapt to market trends. While competitors were investing in hybrid and electric technology, Ford doubled down on its truck and SUV lineup, banking on continued demand for gas-powered vehicles. This gamble has not paid off, as rising fuel prices and growing environmental awareness have shifted consumer preferences toward more sustainable options. Compounding these issues is the company's struggle to innovate. While Ford's vehicles remain reliable, they often lack the cutting-edge features that attract modern buyers. Advanced driver assistance systems, over-the-air updates, and intuitive infotainment systems are becoming standard across the industry, but Ford's offerings in these areas lag behind competitors. Ford's internal struggles highlight the uphill battle the company faces, not just to sell more trucks, but to reinvent itself for a new era. With these internal and external pressures mounting, what does Ford's decision to cut prices mean for the broader industry? The ripple effect on the automotive industry. Ford's price cuts are about more than just saving itself. They could reshape the entire automotive industry. When a major automaker like Ford slashes prices, the effects ripple across the market. Competitors like Chevrolet and Ram are now under pressure to respond. If Ford's strategy proves successful, other automakers may be forced to follow suit, initiating a race to the bottom in pricing. While this might be great for consumers in the short term, it could spell trouble for the industry as a whole. Price wars often lead to reduced profitability for manufacturers, which can impact their ability to invest in innovation. For Ford, the focus on cutting prices could mean less money for developing new electric and hybrid models, potentially setting the company back in the long run. The same could happen to competitors, creating a domino effect of reduced investment in future technologies. On the flip side, Ford's move could also benefit consumers who have been priced out of the truck market. For years, trucks have become increasingly expensive, with average prices climbing well above $50,000. A 35% price cut could bring trucks back within reach for many buyers, potentially revitalizing the market. The dealership model is another area likely to feel the impact. As Ford shifts its strategy, dealerships may need to rethink their approach to inventory management and customer outreach. Some may pivot to online sales or offer more incentives to attract buyers, while others could struggle to stay afloat in the face of shrinking margins. Ford's bold price cuts have the potential to disrupt the industry, forcing everyone from automakers to dealerships to rethink how they do business. With Ford setting the stage for a major shift, the question now is, what happens next? The answer could redefine the future of the automotive market. What does this mean for buyers? Imagine walking into a dealership and finding trucks priced 35% lower than they were just a few months ago. It's not a dream, it's Ford's new reality. Ford's bold decision to slash prices is reshaping the way buyers approach their next vehicle purchase. For years, the narrative surrounding trucks has been one of rising costs and limited affordability. However, these massive price cuts are turning that notion on its head. For the average consumer, this means trucks that were once out of reach are now within grasp. Take the Ford F-150 as an example. With prices for some models dropping well below $50,000, many buyers are now considering vehicles they couldn't afford before. For families needing reliable, spacious transportation, these cuts are a game changer. Contractors and small businesses too are reaping the benefits, saving tens of thousands of dollars on fleet purchases. However, there's a catch. Buyers are questioning whether these reduced prices signal lower quality or hidden compromises. After all, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. Consumers are also worried about resale values. If Ford continues to flood the market with discounted vehicles, will these trucks depreciate faster than normal? These price cuts may empower buyers to finally afford the trucks they've been dreaming about, but the long-term implications remain uncertain. As Ford makes waves in the truck market, what about electric vehicle buyers? Let's examine how these cuts extend into Ford's EV strategy. The electric vehicle equation. Ford's price cuts aren't just about gas-powered trucks. They're shaking up the electric vehicle market too. While Ford has dominated the gas-powered truck market for decades, its electric vehicle lineup has struggled to find similar success. The Mustang Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning are ambitious projects, but their high price tags and production costs have been stumbling blocks. By slashing prices, Ford is aiming to entice hesitant buyers into the EV fold. For example, the F-150 Lightning's starting price has dropped significantly, bringing it closer to the cost of traditional gas-powered models. This move aims to combat one of the biggest barriers to EV adoption: affordability. Consumers who previously balked at the idea of spending $70,000 on an electric truck may now see the Lightning as a viable option. However, there's another challenge. The EV market is fiercely competitive, with Tesla, Rivian, and even legacy automakers like Chevrolet vying for dominance. Ford's price cuts may lure buyers initially, but maintaining long-term interest will require more than affordability. Range, charging infrastructure, and technology are all critical factors. Then there's the issue of sustainability. While EVs are marketed as environmentally friendly, critics argue that the environmental benefits of Ford's EVs could be undermined if cost-cutting leads to compromises in quality or production practices. Ford's decision to lower EV prices could accelerate the transition to electric trucks, making sustainable transportation more accessible to a broader audience. But how are these price cuts affecting dealerships? The critical link between Ford and its customers? The dealership dilemma. Behind every price cut announcement is a dealership trying to make sense of what it all means. For dealerships, Ford's decision to lower prices has been both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, lower prices mean more customers walking through the doors, eager to take advantage of the discounts. On the other, these discounts eat into dealership profits, which often rely on markups and added features. Some dealerships have already voiced concerns. With lots overflowing with unsold inventory, many are struggling to stay afloat. Price cuts might help move these vehicles, but at what cost? For every truck sold at a reduced price, dealerships are taking a financial hit. Moreover, the dealership model itself is under scrutiny. Many consumers have grown frustrated with traditional sales tactics, preferring the transparency of direct-to-consumer models like Tesla's. Ford's reliance on dealerships may limit the effectiveness of its price cuts, as added fees and markups could deter price-conscious buyers. In response, some dealerships are getting creative. Offering trade-in bonuses, extended warranties, and 0% financing are just a few ways they're trying to win back customers. However, these tactics can only go so far in a market where margins are razor thin. Dealerships are caught in a tough spot, but they're adapting in real time to navigate Ford's bold new pricing strategy. As dealerships grapple with the immediate impact, what does Ford's move mean for the broader economy? The economic ripple effect. Ford's pricing strategy is not just shaking up the automotive industry, it's creating shockwaves across the entire economy. When a major player like Ford makes a move this bold, the effects extend far beyond the showroom floor. For one, suppliers are feeling the pinch. Companies that provide parts and materials for Ford's vehicles are facing tighter margins, as Ford pushes for cost reductions to offset the lower MSRPs. This ripple effect could lead to layoffs or consolidation within the supply chain. Then there's the impact on the labor market. Ford's assembly line workers, many of whom are unionized, are concerned about how these price cuts might affect job security. Lower vehicle prices could lead to reduced production rates, potentially resulting in layoffs or wage freezes. For communities that rely on Ford plants, the stakes are incredibly high. On the consumer side, these price cuts could provide a much-needed economic boost. Lower vehicle costs mean more disposable income for buyers, which could stimulate spending in other areas. However, the long-term implications are less clear. If Ford's strategy triggers a broader price war, the entire industry could face financial instability, leading to job losses and reduced innovation. Ford's price cuts could either rejuvenate the economy by making vehicles more accessible or destabilize it through a cascading series of cost reductions and job losses. As Ford's price cuts reshape the automotive landscape, how are buyers and businesses responding? Let's dive into the fallout. Consumer reactions and behavior. Ford's price cuts have turned the automotive world on its head, but how are buyers responding? Across the country, dealerships have reported a surge of interest as consumers flock to see what these price reductions mean for their wallets. For many buyers, the allure of a brand new truck at a significantly lower price is too good to pass up. In rural areas where trucks are a staple of daily life, this announcement has been met with enthusiasm. Families and businesses alike see this as an opportunity to upgrade vehicles without breaking the bank. However, not all responses have been positive. Some consumers remain skeptical, questioning whether the lower prices are indicative of quality cuts. On social media, debates rage over whether Ford's vehicles still represent the same value they did before the markdowns. Some argue that this is a calculated move to clear unsold inventory, while others believe it reflects a deeper issue within the company. Additionally, buyers in competitive markets are using these price cuts as leverage when negotiating with other automakers. The pricing wars triggered by Ford's announcement are giving savvy buyers more bargaining power than ever before. Consumers are walking away with better deals, but lingering questions about quality and long-term value continue to shape buyer behavior. As buyers make their moves, Ford's competitors are plotting their responses. Let's see how the industry is reacting. How competitors are responding. Ford's pricing bombshell has left its competitors scrambling, but are they playing along or playing hardball? The automotive market is nothing if not competitive, and Ford's aggressive strategy has forced rivals like General Motors, Stellantis, and Toyota to reconsider their own pricing structures. Some are already signaling changes, with whispers of discounts and promotions designed to keep their vehicles competitive. Take Stellantis, for example. Reports suggest the parent company of Ram Trucks is considering price cuts of up to 30% to remain in the game. General Motors has also announced limited-time promotions on its Silverado lineup, offering incentives like 0% financing and extended warranties to sweeten the deal. Tesla, on the other hand, has taken a different approach. Rather than cutting prices outright, the electric vehicle giant is doubling down on its American-made branding and pushing its superior technology as a justification for its higher costs. Elon Musk himself tweeted that value isn't just about price, it's about innovation. While some automakers are lowering prices, others are standing firm, confident in their market niches. Toyota, for instance, continues to emphasize reliability and long-term cost savings, betting that its customer base values these traits over upfront discounts. Ford's competitors are reacting in real time, leading to a flurry of activity that's reshaping the entire industry. But what about the people behind the scenes? The workers and suppliers who make this all possible? Let's see the fallout for Ford's workforce. The workforce in flux. When a company like Ford makes a move this drastic, the ripple effects reach every corner of the organization. Ford's price cuts have placed significant strain on its workforce. In the short term, assembly lines are running overtime to meet increased demand. Workers are being asked to adapt to a faster-paced environment, and while some welcome the overtime pay, others worry about burnout and job security in the long run. Unions have also raised concerns. With slimmer profit margins, Ford may look to cut costs elsewhere, potentially affecting wages or benefits. Negotiations between Ford and its workforce are likely to become more contentious as the company balances profitability with its commitment to its employees. Suppliers, too, are feeling the heat. Ford's demand for cost reductions has rippled through the supply chain, forcing smaller companies to rethink their strategies. For some, this means layoffs or restructuring. Others see it as a chance to innovate and find more efficient production methods. The workforce is adapting to a rapidly changing landscape, but the long-term stability of jobs remains uncertain. With so much at stake, what's Ford's long-term plan? Let's uncover how the company plans to secure its future. Ford's path forward. Ford has made its move, but what's next for the company that just shook the automotive world? While the price cuts have sparked immediate buzz, Ford knows that its future hinges on more than just short-term tactics. The company has outlined a multifaceted strategy aimed at solidifying its position in the market. Central to this plan is a renewed focus on electric vehicles. Ford has announced accelerated timelines for new EV models, including updates to the F-150 Lightning and a new compact EV truck aimed at urban buyers. Ford is also investing heavily in research and development. The company has committed billions to improve battery technology, aiming for longer range and faster charging times. Additionally, Ford is expanding its EV infrastructure, partnering with charging networks to make owning an electric vehicle more convenient. Internally, Ford is restructuring its operations to focus on efficiency. The company is streamlining production processes and optimizing its supply chain to reduce waste and cut costs without sacrificing quality. Ford's path forward is ambitious, balancing innovation with tradition to secure its place in a rapidly evolving market. Ford's decision to slash prices by over 35% has sent shockwaves through the car market, creating opportunities and challenges for buyers, competitors, and the industry as a whole. But what do you think? Are these price cuts a bold move toward accessibility, or are they a sign of deeper troubles within Ford? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you want to stay updated on the latest automotive trends, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.